Okay. Let's
start. Let's start the fucking rodeo, baby.
Hello and welcome to the Michael Jacobs Moment, a podcast that has almost nothing to do with Boy Meets World. I'm Scott, and I am proud to report that we set a new record with our last episode. It was the least listened to episode we've ever made.
Yes, we finally did it.
We did it, guys.
Sorry for the bottom. What's happening?
You know, a lot of people said it couldn't be done.
I'll have you know that one of our most avid listeners is waits and listens to everything in a big chunk. So sometimes, it's just
Right. Well,
is one of our most avid listeners one of our friends?
Well, yeah. How else would I know her listening habits?
I did also upload last week's episode to YouTube, and we did get a comment, which is rare, and I just want to read the comment here.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, good.
We have a kiss emoji, and then best adult contact site, and then a heart, and then it says, click here, 18cams.xyz.
Oh, man.
And I did
you
not
click
on that. That is a risky click.
I think getting spammed means we made it.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, definitely. Or what if it's like a job offer?
Oh shit! Yeah, maybe I should click on it. I don't want to be put on some list. Anyway, I'm here with Julia Pastrami. I guess that's her last. I forget what your first name was, and I'm also here with Poncho Socrates. They're the other two people talking. Right.
Hello.
There. That's you guys.
It was Katerina.
Katerina Pastrami. Let's get into our moment of the day.
So, how are the married dorms? Pretty sweet setup, I'm guessing.
We have bugs.
Everybody's got bugs.
Our bugs have cars.
Your worst problem should be bugs.
True, you're right. But it's not.
What, there's more?
Sean, just please change the subject and don't change it to plumbing. Don't change it to crying babies. And don't mention the fact that there was a guy shot in our apartment over a salad. The remains of which are still on the wall. The guy or the salad? I don't really want to know. I ate it anyway.
Now that is a
I
weird
think they
joke.
jumped the shark a bit.
Yeah, that was a weird joke, yeah.
It was like, it's a joke that it didn't make sense for Topanga to say that.
Right.
That's not in her character, but they thought of it and they were like, yeah, just say it. Who cares?
Are they really poor or something at the time? Like,
I'm gonna
can
guess
they
that
not
that is-
afford to eat?
Also,
That's season 7. That's the last season.
there's married dorms?
yeah,
Yeah,
that's not
I
a thing.
I
don't
guess.
think
Imagine
so.
going to college with your husband
Married.
or wife? That'd be
No.
weird, dude.
Why even go
I
to
guess
college?
you did go to college with your husband, Julia.
Me?
But you guys
Aw.
weren't married at the same time.
We weren't. No, yeah.
It was your future husband. God knew.
I think the show realized that they needed to start having sex, and they also wanted them to be married for it. So then they were married in college. That's how it
Wait,
works.
do they have sex on the show?
Yeah, they do.
You see Corey's fucking schlong hanging
Yeah.
around?
Yeah, you see the whole thing. They
Nice.
show it. It's a
Dude,
crazy
Corey
episode.
is a butterface. He's got a nice bod.
Really?
Poor guy.
I've
Yeah, when
never heard
he-
that take.
When we watched, I watched an episode yesterday, actually, when Topanga and Sean kiss, and he's in the
Whoa, it's
room and
hot.
he, rips his wife beater. Do you remember that scene?
Why do they kiss?
How old is he in
Sorry,
this episode?
his tank top. I hate the term wife beater.
Yeah, how old is he, Julia? You fucking pervert.
Yeah.
They're in college. He's definitely over 18.
Okay.
Wait, so
And
what
then-
happens when they kiss? Why
So
do
they kiss for a college intro video that they auditioned for.
Oh, okay, okay,
originally
it's an
Corey
acting
auditioned
kiss.
for it. Yeah, it was acting. And
Ah.
then Corey freaks out and watches the video over and over again. And then there's a scene with him in a tank top, and he just rips it and goes Topanga. And
And you were
He's
there
really
for it.
jacked. Yeah.
You liked it. You liked it. Nice.
Childhood stories. Remembering being a kid. Tell us a story, George.
So I want to tell this story about one time. This is like the earliest memory, or not the earliest memory, but like the earliest me getting in trouble and like realizing there's consequences to things. And like also the first time that like I kind of entered into like a hive mind kind of thing where you do things where you normally wouldn't do, but because the other person is like doing it, you're like, this is fine.
Oh, you
Anyway.
got pressured.
It wasn't even pressure. It was weird. It was like we fell into a hypnosis. But anyway, so me and my sister, we were playing on the bunk beds, and we're like, oh, let's play firefighters. And we're like, cool. And for some reason, that entailed filling a bunch of Ziploc bags, like gallon bags, with water.
No.
Nice.
So that they could be your hoses.
Yeah,
You
I'm following.
know how firefighters sometimes they use water bombs. No,
You need water. You need water if you're gonna fight fires.
I was picturing you cutting the tip and like squeezing the water out and like hosing it.
yeah, that would have been way better. That's a great idea. What the fuck were you, Julia? Because what inevitably, like, we just had the idea to bring them into the bedroom, right? So we bring them into the bedroom. We're like, well, now what? They're here. We have the water. So we have a bunk bed. We have a bunk bed. So we took it on the second, on the top bunk. And then like, well, I mean, they're surely not going to break if we just throw them on the floor from this little height. So we threw the one and it exploded everywhere. And we're like, shit, well, we already did this one. So we might as well do, this is me and my sister.
I like how you dropped the firefighter fantasy completely. What's on fire?
We're still being fired.
Yeah.
The bedroom.
The ground is on fire? Okay.
Yeah,
The ground is on fire.
We do all the bags, and I don't know how much. It seemed like gallons of water. I have no idea how much water it truly was. But we had carpet, so it wasn't like it completely soaked the carpet. So my parents got home, and like my sister and I immediately fell out of like whatever hypnosis we were in. We're like, oh my god, what the fuck have we just done? Because my parents were so disappointed and like hurt. They're like, the carpet's ruined, like we're gonna have to get a new carpet.
Oh my god.
But in a classic twist of fate, they ripped up the carpet and there was a nice hardwood underneath.
Beautiful hardwood floors.
Beautiful hardwood floors. So we ended
That's
up
my
having
sexual
hardwood
object
floors,
from last week.
which is I know I heard the sexual attraction in your voice. So the cool thing about the hardwood too was it was like made of these like little blocks. And you could take out the blocks. You weren't supposed to, but you could take out the blocks and you could make like a little track for your marbles to play in. So
cool.
Win-win for everybody.
Wow.
Yeah.
What a great
And
lesson.
I don't know if that's not the only time that playing firefighters has gotten me into trouble. I don't know if I've told the story about the one time I accidentally hung myself.
Oh shit. No.
Excuse me?
That
No.
sounds scary, but tell it.
So again, playing firefighters, I used to like to go down the side of the bunk bed, like pretending that the side was the pole or whatever. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And in Mexico, in private school, they make you wear these like ID tags around your neck.
Oh shit.
And
I already know.
yeah, as I was sliding down and got caught around the pole, and I was just, dangling there with my legs waving, and like I guess I couldn't scream or anything because I was choking. So like no one could come from me. So I like nearly almost died until I guess by the grace of Jesus Christ, baby Jesus himself, he came down and he cut the cord. I did do a lot of praising of God that day because I was young.
Wait, who saved you exactly?
It was Jesus.
The tensile strength
broke?
of the cord. Yeah.
Okay. Wow.
And I don't think I probably
my
it could have been like not close to. And I should have learned my lessons. Like, don't play firefighter, and that's a lesson to everybody.
Well, I was gonna say, how does it feel to have never accomplished your dream of becoming a firefighter?
I mean, I'm to this day, I'm convinced that if I do anything related to firefighting,
that
thing.
your parents are gonna come get mad at you.
either my parents are gonna get really disappointed, or I'm gonna perish.
Yeah. You spray a house with a big hose, and then your parents show up, and they're like, "What are you doing to the carpet?"
And then they tear it up, and there's gold underneath.
Yeah, exactly. That's great.
I don't want to have kids after I hear like these weird kid stories. They scare me.
Imagine if I had died. Imagine how you would
Yeah.
like. My parents were like, was he suicidal? Like,
No, he was a firefighter.
he loved firefighting.
Oh no.
Oh, they would have taken my little casket. Would have been taken around in a truck.
Oh, in Mexico?
Yeah.
Yeah, and everybody would be like, I don't know how to say bye-bye.
Do they do that?
That's the
Do
song
they
they
walk
play in
through the
every funeral.
town?
for any event in Mexico.
They just play La Cucaracha.
Yeah.
That's not La Cucaracha. I don't know
No,
what that
it's
is.
not. That's
No.
the Mexican hat dance. At least that's what I typed into
That's it.
YouTube.
Yeah. That's it. Yeah. It's a hat dance / funeral dance / celebration / quinceañera, everything.
It's
Not
everything.
the cockroach.
Covers everything.
Yeah, La Cucaracha is much more somber. Anyway.
Anyway.
Do you have a
Segue.
story? Oh. This is gross, but it took me a really long time to not like get my period on stuff when I was younger. Like I didn't know when I would get it, and like I didn't know when I needed to put something on to prevent it from going on things. So one time my mom got me these really cute SpongeBob slippers that were like 3D,
Oh, no.
like a SpongeBob on both of my feet.
Like a real
And-
SpongeBob.
Yeah. And they were so cute and comfy, and I got my period on them, and she got so mad, and she like chased me with the slipper, and she was like, I should make you eat these.
Oh
I
my
don't know
God.
why. She like, that's what came out from her anger, that nonsensical statement, and I'll never forget it. And she's not a mean mom.
That's just how they do things in Italy. Yeah, that's
She just
that's
couldn't
okay.
fathom me still not getting like, don't get your period on stuff.
That makes me feel bad for the little Julia, honestly. It doesn't
Yeah.
make me feel bad for your mom as much. But I'm just,
And that's
She
why
doesn't
Julia
listen.
hates SpongeBob.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that would be why SpongeBob hates Julia for sure.
You are now entering the deep dark corners of the World Wide Web.
What is internet anyway? What do you write to it like mail?
I always, yeah. So
Who says that?
It was on a morning talk show.
Oh,
Oh.
so it wasn't a joke. It was a serious
No,
thing. Someone
it was
said,
a morning talk show guy. Yeah, in the
"What do
early
you write
2000s.
to it like mail?
Yeah.
originally, yeah, it was just like emailing back to one another, right? I think. Anyway,
But I think not at this
This-
time. At this time they had.
no,
Anyway,
yeah.
sorry.
So this week I wanted to talk about, see if you guys have you heard about that controversy with Lil Nas X and Nike and his Satan shoes?
Yeah, definitely.
I have not. No.
Okay,
there was some
so-
kind of music video or something, right?
No, so Lil Nas X and this company called Mischief made these shoes that were called Satan shoes, and they have like real blood. They're a Nike shoe that they like revamped with like all these like cool gothy, Satan-y, vampire-y features. But then Nike got mad and sued because Nike wasn't involved in the project. But anyway, that's not the thing I want to talk about. The thing I want to talk about is the actual production company that like helped make the shoes. I looked more into them. They're called Mischief, but without the vowels, so just the M and the S and the CHF. Mischief. And they're just like this weird, mysterious art collective, and you can download their app. And every 2 weeks they have these drops. And I just wanted to tell you guys about some of their drops because they're very silly. And there's no and they are based like you do buy things. Like it is based on consuming something. Like the drops are things people can buy, but then they sell out immediately. But they're also like just
Are they
I guess you could,
shoes?
no,
What is
they're-
a drop?
it's just
I think
literally
you
anything.
have to tell me what a drop is.
Yeah, it's literally anything they want. And sometimes it'll be like a commentary on society. Sometimes it'll just be funny. but it's just
Is it
like a
always
blurb?
like a consumer product?
A text blurb?
It's not always a tangible product, but it's always something that you can purchase. So
Okay.
I'll give you an example of one. Oh, so they made one that's called Axe Number 5, which is Axe and Chanel Number 5, the perfume mixed together.
Ooh.
So that's one.
Is it in
that
a
I
spray bottle?
liked. Yeah. And they
Nice.
like make the packaging, and I think it's like
I like
green.
an aerosol spray, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Nice.
They also made the Angel or Jesus shoes with Nike, and Nike didn't sue them for that. So that was another controversy, that Nike only got mad when they repurposed their shoes to be Satan-y, but not to be Jesus-y. So that was
I
interesting.
wonder if there had been as much media attention about the Jesus shoe, if they would have gotten mad, though. You know what I mean?
Yeah, well, there was.
Because no one
I
heard
mean,
about
maybe
the
there
Jesus
was.
shoe. Did you?
No.
No,
But
nobody
I
heard
feel like
about
the
it.
people in the fashion world did most. I don't know.
What
What's
is-
another
doesn't
one?
that say so much about society that the Satan shoe goes
Yeah.
viral and the Jesus shoe does not? It makes sense.
Another one they did was in the year 2024 is what it's called, and they purchased all the possible their predictions for presidential candidates. They purchased those URLs, and then people could buy stock in them or buy the URLs themselves. So then when the presidents run, they like owe average citizens money. So that was cool. They did one called Death of the Influencer, where they somehow set up an influencer account with 1 million followers. I don't know how, and then they were taking random submissions where people sent them pictures, so anyone could post to this account with like millions of followers, just to prove that, like, death of the influencer. I thought that was cool.
Okay, that's a concept. I mean, I guess you just buy followers.
Yeah, well, yeah, that was the critique,
That's-
that like
yeah.
it's 1 million followers, but it literally means nothing. So we shouldn't care when someone has those.
Yep.
how many
but then
people
they
is
make
Mischief?
other stupid shit.
It's like Banksy. Is it one person or is it like what, a whole company?
There's an article about them in the New York Times, and there's like 11 of them that work
Okay.
like 24/7, because they make these drops every 2 weeks, and they're pretty involved. But they also make like what's the chicken? A rubber chicken bong. So they've made that. So it's just random shit. That's really funny.
And like,
And
what
I
are some
haven't
of these
even
things
looked at
sell
all of them.
for example?
I think the bong sold for like $250, but then there's things like the Birkenstock, which is Birkenstock shoes made of Birkin bags, which cost like thousands of dollars, and it doesn't even tell you what those cost.
Oh, okay.
'Cause
So, but it's because the cool thing about that too is though, because like $250 is like not an insignificant amount of money, but it's like, I guess, achievable for like a regular person. So
Yeah,
it's like, and it's also something that like probably has a lot of aftermarket value, if I'm guessing.
I think so, but I think that's also how they sustain themselves.
George just wants to flip it.
I do want to flip. Yeah, I wanna flip
definitely.
everything.
If you can find one of their items, there's another one that is a mystery to me. This is the last one I'll bring up and see if you guys think you can crack it. So it's called Zuck Watch, and it says they're all links, and they bring you to their own websites. And it says, in the panopticon, the jailer sees everyone. What if we all turned our eyes inwards? By this same structure, at all times, everyone sees the jailer. Zuck Watch has 2 purposes. It can only function with your help. But then it has a password, and normally they tell you the password if you download their app, but for this one they don't. And it only says if you followed our past drops, you can figure out the password. But no one's been able to figure it out.
They only want people they
Oh.
can trust, I'm sure.
It's like an alternate reality game type thing. You ever hear of those?
Well,
Yeah.
it sounds like it has
But
something to do with watching Mark Zuckerberg and
Yeah.
spying
Watch
on him.
the Zuck.
Yeah.
I know. I couldn't really find. People on Reddit are just trying to figure out the password, and they can't. And it's fun.
I wonder what Mark Zuckerberg's doing right now.
Yeah, it's probably really boring.
Yeah, it's probably.
Zuck.
I don't care.
I don't care.
Zuck.
They created a website where you could watch things that are normally only on like Hulu or Netflix that so people didn't have to purchase those. And it lasted for like a week before it got shut down.
Piracy. Good old-fashioned piracy.
Good old-fashioned piracy.
Piracy is
but
art.
We love it.
I like it.
Ranking stuff. We bout to make a list. What's first? What's last? We bound to make you pissed.
That's the remix.
Yeah, we ranking stuff.
Remix.
We're gonna
Just shout a remix.
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 That's
All right, we're gonna come at you with a classic this week. We're gonna rank superpowers, but before I ask you guys for any sort of top 3 superpowers, I got 2 hypotheticals for you. The first one I've already texted to you, which is, would you rather be able to fly or teleport? And I'm going to pick teleport, but I'm going to George, what would you pick out of those 2?
It's teleport's definitely the one that has the most like it just on paper it's better, but like fucking flying would be so sick.
That's the thing. It's a classic journey versus destination question, and that's why I like it.
You could kind of sort of fake fly with teleporting. It would be more like constantly falling, but you could do it.
You know what, George?
So,
you're way ahead of me. I was very ready to make that argument. Technically, if you teleport like 1 foot, 1 foot up
flying?
over and over again,
Yeah,
then
exactly.
It would be
So
like flying.
Yeah,
That probably
or you could
uses
even
a
do
lot
it
of
like 20
energy.
feet at a time. What'd you say?
It uses a lot of
probably
energy.
uses up a lot of energy as a superhero.
Yeah, I mean, I have no idea what type of juice powers this teleportation.
Yeah.
So
Not calories. I thought flying was overrated because it takes too long, so I guess I'm a destination person, not a journey person.
Wow, we would all teleport. That's
I think it's just because you can kind of do both with teleport. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's better. You could still go really high up and kind of.
Yeah,
be
fuck
like
you,
flying.
Superman. You piece of shit.
You're not that cool. Nightcrawler fucking wrecks you.
Yeah, dude, he's all like.
It's just like driving, but in the sky.
The whole thing about teleportation too is like you could kill politicians so easily. What did I say?
What? Oh, George wants to kill all the politics. George just wants a revolution, but doesn't think about the aftermath.
So next hypothetical here, which is in a similar vein, would you rather be able to be invisible or read minds?
Invisibility is my favorite.
Oh, that's your number one?
I like being a fly on the wall, and reading minds would probably get really, really exhausting. Like, can you turn it on and off?
Yeah, could you be able to turn it off?
Let's assume you can turn it on and off. Here's the thing with reading minds is that on one level, it would kind of like ascend you into a new plane of like thinking, of thought. You'd probably be like the most like the highest philosophical brain in the world, because
But that's just other humans. They're not smarter than you. You're just listening to other stupid thoughts besides your own.
But no human in the history of humans has ever known any thoughts besides their own thoughts. And just being able to look at one other person's thoughts would be able to like open your mind to either how similar we are or how different we are, and just what different types of people think in different situations. I think it would be surprising, and I think you would learn a lot. The downside is that if people find out that you can read minds, nobody would trust you or want to be around you ever. And that's a pretty big downside.
And you can just read minds, right? You can't control people's minds like Professor Xavier.
Yes, it's just read them.
Okay.
You're really interested in like other... I just feel like humanity is mostly... Like, I don't hate humanity, but I just feel like there's a lot of boring, stupid people. So maybe if I could read like a really interesting person.
You can read anybody's mind, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
it would be really, really easy to manipulate people, and I think you would fall into the trap of doing it without even thinking.
Yeah, it would be a hard power to use for good, for sure. Because
I don't really know how you read a bad guy already. You already know a bad guy's doing bad stuff.
Yeah.
No, you could
it's about the good guys doing bad stuff. I guess you could, but it's like What was the other one?
Invisibility.
Yeah, invisibility. I think it's more easier to stop crime than just knowing what's about to happen. It's like, what are you going to shoot? You can't see me. I'm going to sneak up behind you and I'm going to grab your gun.
Well, I'm just going to throw out there that I have no intention of stopping crime either way.
Wow. You wouldn't stop crime if you had superpowers?
Well, if I saw a crime and I could stop it, I would. But how are you going to just like go out into the world? I don't ever see any crime.
So let's for example, say you had like ultimate superpowers like Superman.
Ever.
Yeah, okay. If I was Superman, then I would do it. Yeah. If you could,
because that would be like high crime. That would be like, I'm going to end wars.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. If I was invincible and could fly at the speed of light, then yeah. But if I could just turn invisible, then I don't think I would do invisibility, because actually both of these are really creepy.
You could rob banks really easily with invisibility.
Oh my God, nice. I know. Teleportation, that's the one where you could rob banks really easily.
I think about that all the time.
Yeah, I think about it every goddamn day of my life.
Every fucking day.
I think it's pretty easy to rob a bank.
I don't
in general
think so. And get away with it.
You have to like stay calm. This woman did it for like years.
It's so easy. Most people just panic.
Most people just don't want to do it. That's the whole thing.
Listen,
it's literally the easiest flip.
Yeah.
This woman did it for years and didn't get caught, and all she wore was a fake mustache and a cowboy hat. And no one found her because they thought they were looking for a man. How fucking stupid are the police?
Yeah, that's pretty good. Yeah,
but did she look like a woman at all?
Years.
Did she look like a woman at all?
She wore sunglasses, a mustache, a cowboy hat, and like jeans and a shirt.
Well, then good on her. But why would they think to look for a woman?
No, I know, but it's like, I don't know, other cues, I don't know, just find some kind of evidence other than...
Are you saying that a woman is immediately distinguishable by how she looks, Julia?
No. Wait, what?
I'm just kidding. Just throwing words.
I'm saying it's easy to rob banks if you just wear a
Julia,
a disguise.
If it's so easy, then fucking do it, please. I need some money.
Did she just go in with a gun and say, "Give me money"?
She didn't even have a gun. She didn't even have a gun.
Wait,
she just said, "Give me your money."
Have money, please?
Calmly said, "Give me all your money," and the teller would do it because they have to. They're not allowed to like be heroes.
Right.
They have to, and then they calmly walked away and drove away. That's the secret.
But what year was this?
It was in the 90s.
I see. So Point Break had just come out, and she was like, "You know what? I can fucking do that."
I'm just wondering if that could happen now. I feel like it's more like pervasive to have like silent alarms and shit. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
But yeah, it does seem. I wouldn't try it, but in this instance, it seemed really easy. But in my head, it's not.
Well, if you're working at a bank, if someone came in and just said, "Hey, give me the money," and you were like, "What did you be like? Why?" Like
you.
Like, what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? Do you have a bomb? Like, I feel like I need a threat of something.
Yeah, if they didn't have a gun, it'd be confusing.
No, you can't. You have to. You can't wait until you see a gun.
Yeah. I mean, the thing is that it's not your money, so why do you even give a shit? You just give it away.
You can't assume that they're not going to be a threat somehow.
I just can't believe that it just worked with just saying like, "Hey, give me their stuff."
Yeah.
Without any threat.
It's really funny because it's such a stupid threat, because if you're the bank teller, like, and you're really honestly thinking about it, it's like, all right, this person's plan is to come in here and threaten me and take the money. But if I just say no and they shoot me, then is that their plan now, to just walk into a bank and murder somebody and get nothing out of it?
That's
like,
worse.
There's no way that they're going to fall back on that. Yeah. It's such a bluff because, like, just
honestly, it could be like a fucking bottle of ketchup and be like, "I'm going to get this fucking ketchup all over if you don't give me the money." Then I'd be like, "Okay, fine. I need something. It can't just be nothing. It can't just be like, give me the money."
But that's what makes it easier. That's what makes it easier to catch you, is your weird calling card. If you're calm, then you don't get
Maybe
caught.
people are just confused. They're like, "Oh, okay, I guess I'm supposed to give this person money."
That's what
this is the money guy.
Yeah, it's actually, without the threat, it is kind of confusing. It's just like,
let's make a Brinks truck out of cardboard and rob a bank without them even knowing.
Ooh. Is Brinks the one with the red and white and black logo? Like the people that come with like... What's a
They're
Brinks
like
truck?
the armored trucks that come deposit. Yeah, that's like the big bank trucks. I don't know if I just call it a Brinks truck. I think the Brinks is a company. I don't think that's what those.
I think it's the brand. Yeah.
called.
This reminds me of the episode of SpongeBob where he goes to the bank with like a thing over his head and goes, "Put the money in the bag," and the guy's like, "Will that be from your checkings or savings?"
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I'm surprised nobody was like, "Wait, from what account?" Or
Yeah, like, what are you talking about? Just give you money, like, all right, what account?
like there has to be like at least like you're being robbed. You know what I mean? Like there has to be something.
Yeah.
No, I like that. It's so boring and just calm that's how it worked for some.
I'm gonna look into this. What was this person's name?
I can find it for you.
Does anyone
Robber?
have any superpowers that weren't the 4 that I named?
Oh, I think it'd be great to be like Magneto, control metal.
Oh, yeah. Oh, telekinesis in general.
Telekinesis.
I think about that all the time. Every time there's
What's
something on the other side of the
telekinesis?
room. That's being able to move something with your mind.
Oh, right.
Every time I'm sitting down and there's something on the other side of the room, I'm like, I try to do it. Sometimes I think if I really believed, and I brought this up before, like if I
10% of your brain.
if I really believed I
only
could move
using it.
something with my mind, I could do it. And
It's all an illusion, baby.
but then
just
you
gotta
try to
fucking do
convince
it
yourself, you're like,
hard.
all right, I'm gonna really believe. But at the end of the day, if you did actually move it with your mind, you'd be surprised. So you need to get to a mindset where even if you moved it, you're literally you believe it so much that you're not even surprised. And like it's impossible to get there.
I couldn't handle that. If I did it, I couldn't handle the aftermath.
Oh my god.
Being
I would-
able to control people's minds would be the ultimate superpower. Like Professor Xavier, he has the best superpower because he could just make people believe anything.
Yeah, that's pretty goddamn powerful. But it doesn't seem that fun to me. I would rather
That's what I'm saying. It's not fun, and that's
Yeah.
probably why he's so boring.
I would rather read minds and
Now,
then try
who
to
is he?
manipulate them based on that than be
Professor
able to
X?
control them.
Yeah, who's
Do you know the
Professor
X-Men?
X? Oh, okay. Yes. I do.
He's the bald guy
He's-
in the wheelchair.
He's Mr. X. Yeah.
He's the one that's like, these are my children. I'm gonna teach you how to harness your powers, but I got big powers that I'm trying to harness myself.
Yeah,
Ooh.
that's how he talks.
He does that. Anyway, I think having superpowers would be kind of neat.
Be kind of cool. Any other powers that you guys have thought of? If not, I'm gonna fucking move on because those 4
The
that I named.
ability to come continuously
Oh
without
god!
stop.
All right,
Ugh.
you just want to come all over the Great Wall of China.
Yep, exactly. I'm just so horny for it.
Text us a movie and we'll say it.
No
Well-
way
Wait,
somebody
I
texted a
found-
movie.
Wait, what?
I found the lady for George to look into if he wants. So
And the viewers, the 3 listeners.
guys, you can look into this, guys and gals and they and them.
I hope
Peggy
that I
Jo
find out that she secretly murdered a bunch of people.
Peggy Jo Tallis was her name,
Ooh,
but
Peggy Jo Tallis.
before she was caught, she was known as Cowboy Bob. Oh, actually, she never spoke a word. He wore a Western hat, never spoke a word, and robbed bank after bank.
Wait,
she
you-
probably
okay,
she
she had to
probably
do
held
something.
she probably
Yeah.
held something under her jacket to make it look like a gun, and then just
you
like
can't
handed
just
it back.
stand in front of a teller. They'd be like, "What? What do you want?"
Yeah,
I think it's pretty obvious if someone's creepily just
What?
standing there with a bag.
excuse me,
So-
sir, you're holding up the line.
Whatever. She maybe just give me the money, but it says she never spoke a word, according to Skip Hollinsworth.
I mean,
Maybe
that
she
makes
had
sense.
a sign.
Oh, or a little note that she handed them, like
Yeah,
in
well,
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's probably
in
it.
that one Woody Allen movie. I forget what happens. He hands the bank teller a note, and they can't read it because there's like a smudge on it. So then they give it to like the manager of the bank, and the manager of the bank's looking at it. They're like, no, that's like an E, right? And they're like arguing.
Does it say give me the money?
I don't remember what.
Is he trying to rob the bank?
Yeah, he's trying to rob the bank. Because I assume nobody texts us a movie. Now, normally in this segment,
Yeah, we need to
text
change
us
the
a movie.
name.
Somebody would text us a movie and we would say it live on the air, but nobody texts us a movie. That's fine. All right, here's the countdown.
3, 2, 1, go.
Manhattan.
Manhattan. That's a Woody Allen
Woody
movie?
Allen is a 30-year-old man who dates a fucking 16-year-old.
Oh, shit.
Ew.
Art?
Is that what happens in Manhattan?
Yes. She's a high school student.
What did he really do in real life? He like felt up his
He adopted
niece or something?
somebody, and then he adopted a girl, and then they like fell in love, quote unquote.
Oh.
But that movie Bananas is pretty funny though. Manhattan's okay. It's creepy.
Well, anyway, here's
Yeah, I
a
don't
clip.
think
It is it seems creepy based on this clip that I got here. I think this is one of Woody Allen's most dramatic scenes.
Has it ever occurred to you what would happen to my future if I were to fail to live up to my responsibilities? Has it ever occurred to you? Has it?
Stay away from me.
Why?
I just want to go back to my room.
Why?
That's the 17-year-old talking.
I'm very confused.
Oh, God.
I just need a chance to think things over.
You've had your whole fucking life to think things over. What good's a few minutes more gonna do you now?
Stay away from me. Please. Don't hurt me.
I'm not gonna hurt you.
This place on top of the Empire State Building.
Wendy, darling, light of my life. I'm not gonna hurt you. You didn't let me finish my sentence. I said, I'm not gonna hurt you. I'm just gonna bash your brains in. I'm gonna bash them right the fuck in.
More violent than I remember.
The crumbelievable.
Oh man.
Classic Woody Allen moment right
So
there.
Woody Allen made Shelley Duvall do that a bunch of times, and she got really upset.
Oh yeah,
It wasn't a fun time for that.
You know what's
for her,
actually
yeah.
really funny is that Woody Allen is notorious for doing a single take of most of his things, and fucking Stanley Kubrick is notorious for doing a million takes. No, that's actually an interesting connection between those two. They're both notorious for
Wow,
the
one
exact
take.
opposite thing.
So
I
does he
couldn't do that.
pressure
That'd be-
people to be really good in the one take, or does he use it even if it's bad?
He thinks that the most genuine reaction is the first one.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Like
no,
the
I
first
think that's what
picture
it
is the best one.
It doesn't necessarily have to be like, oh fuck the art.
No, I don't think it's
there's, like,
that.
some people-
I don't think
Yeah.
it's that. No.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think I fall more in the Woody Allen camp, honestly.
Does he do a lot of rehearsal? Maybe he does a lot of rehearsal in like one take. I don't know.
Maybe. I don't know, but
Let's
that
call
is
him up.
Even for
he's known for it.
Can we get
for
Woody
something like
next
a
week?
scary, yeah. Oh yeah, we could get Woody next week. I'll get him.
Get him on the show.
Cool. Yeah,
Yeah.
we got Woody. We're gonna get him. He's
We'll
not
get
that
him.
hard after he's had sex with his
No.
stepkid.
Wait,
Doesn't have a lot
how
going
old was
on.
the stepkid?
She was
We'll ask him.
20.
We'll ask him next week. Let's set a new record next week in terms of viewership. Let's just make people stop listening
Yeah.
halfway through the episode.
I like that. Well, you know what? I did some
we get that metric?
analytics on our audience, and I will say that we had a pretty sizable audience. And then after the Bachelor episode, which is also the episode where I talked shit on the Confederacy, huge drop off. Like from seriously, they were all like above 30.
I told you, Texas man.
They were all like
Texas.
above 30 views, and then after that, it was like a third of that, like immediately.
Oh my god.
I think
That's
I
what
don't-
happens.
It was because we talked shit on the Confederacy, and it was because of all of our liberal bullshit.
Yeah. I grew up in Texas in the 70s.
I mean, I grew up in Texas in the 70s. I get trolled on both
That's fair.
sides. Hollywood elite, Hollywood liberal.
Damn.
Yeah, well,
Both Hollywood elite and Hollywood liberal. Anyway,
fucked up.
Yeah, right.
you know what? I'm glad we spoke our minds. Fuck the Confederacy. Fuck you if you still fly a Confederate flag. We don't want you as our fucking listener. Get
Yeah,
the
but
fuck
if
out
you're
of
one of our still remaining like 3 or 4 listeners,
You
thanks.
can be from the South and not like the Confederacy. Let's make that clear.
All right, hit us with an inspirational quote, George.
If you do something bad and lose a third of your listeners, don't be upset because the sky is just a flight away. Don't give up hope. 2021's the year for you. You're gonna make it. You're a star.
Keep them coming.